This brief tour provides an overview of the 넷서포트 Teacher's Assistant application that's available for download for both the iPad and Android tablet devices. A cut-down version is also available for the iPhone, iPod Touch, as well as Android smartphones. For the purpose of this demo, we'll focus on the tablet variants that are available. As you can see on the desktop, we have the Assistant icon available for us to run. So let's go ahead and start the Assistant. As you can see on the screen, the first time we run the Assistant, it's asking us for some key connection information, namely our display name, the connection address of the tutor PC, a password if the tutor has a password set for extra security, as well as some port information. You'll also see further down we have a history of recent connections. So once a connection's been made, for future use we can simply jump straight to the recent connections option and jump to our existing classroom. To help better explain this process, we'll flip now to the Windows Tutor and show you the same settings that can be set up and defined on the tutor component to allow secure connections from a tutor assistant on a mobile device. So here we are on the 넷서포트 School Windows Tutor, and you'll see the same two students in our class. We have a menu option here on the far right for configuring and displaying the current status of our tutor or teacher's assistants. If we select the option, we'll see that Mr. Smith is connected. We'll have confirmation here of our IP address to avoid us having to go and discover this, and we have the ability to stop tutor assistant services as well as play with our advanced options. So let's take a look at our options, which appear on the screen over here, and you'll see we can define the name of me, my tutor machine. We can specify connection passwords, and we can also control which assistants are authorized for connection and any that have requested authority to connect, and we again have ability to decide whether we're going to authorize or reject any inbound connections. The key aspect of this configuration is to keep it as simple as possible, but ensure that a teacher has full control where required on which mobile devices have the ability to connect and interact within the classroom, and ensure that no student, for example, with a copy of the freely available application would have the ability to join a class and suddenly have control or power over individual PCs. And again, if we just say OK, come back to our main screen, you'll see under here we can always ensure we have access or the ability to quickly and easily stop our tutor assistant services. Let's jump back to the tutor assistant on our Android tablet and have a look at some of the functionality available. Okay, so now we understand the relationship between the tutor component on Windows and the tutor assistant. Let's jump into our class by selecting one of our recent connections. And here we are, as if by magic, we have a class which we've now connected to, and you'll see for this example we have two students, Alexander and Sarah, and we can see real-time thumbnails for each student directly onto our screen. Along the top of the teacher assistant, you'll see we've got quick access to the key features within the product, and on the right hand side we have the ability to change our view from our thumbnail to a list view, which we'll look at shortly, as well as change our configuration settings and of course cancel our connection. So let's work our way through some of the options available to us. First and foremost, the ability to view the students in real time is pretty key for a teaching assistant. So whilst the teacher's assistant provides us with real-time thumbnails of all the students, we can select an individual student icon to get a more detailed view of their current activities. So having simply clicked on the required thumbnail with my finger, you'll see we now have a full-size view of the individual student, Alexander, and we can see exactly what he's currently doing on his desktop. If I swipe across the screen with my finger, I can also scroll between all available students. So there you are, I can now see Sarah's computer and again monitor activity on her desktop. Simply clicking on her screen will take me back to my thumbnail view. And here I am back at the thumbnail view. So first and foremost, the teacher's assistant allows other staff within the classroom, or the teacher themselves if they wish to be mobile around the room, to be able to monitor all of the students' screens in real time at any point during the lesson. So let's take a look at some of the individual features that are supported within the Teacher's Assistant. Top left on the screen, you'll see there's a padlock, and unsurprisingly, the padlock provides us quick access to lock and unlock the student computers. As you can see, simply pressing the padlock and both Alexander and Sarah's computers are now locked, and the graphic that you can see is currently displayed on their screens along with their mouse and keyboards being disabled. Pressing the button again, of course, simply releases them and puts them back to their normal state. Moving along the list, you'll see the next icon is our application restriction. It allows us to apply the 3 states that are available within NetSupport School, either allowing the use of all applications, only those applications that have been approved on the teacher PC, or to block applications that have been deemed inappropriate in the restricted list. Again, both the approved and restricted lists are controlled and defined on the teacher's computer. Moving along to the Internet option, and you'll see exactly the same approach and methodology is provided within the Teacher Assistant. We have unrestricted access to the Internet, quickly restricting access to only approved websites, removing the ability to visit blocked or restricted websites, and of course the ability to restrict access to all websites. Again, these approved and blocked lists are defined on the NetSupport School tutor component. The next option along is a simple blank screen option, normally used for when a teacher wants to obscure from a student's screen any activity they're performing on their local machine. But the blank screen can be a quick and easy way of, again, gaining student attention and focus to the front of the class. Our next option is our send a message option. The send message option again links back to the main Windows tutor component and allows us from our tablet to send predefined messages to the class. As the examples here, don't forget to save your work, or 5 minutes to the end of class. Once that is selected, the message is sent to all the students, and the students will get that information displayed directly below their student toolbar, as we can show very briefly on the screen here. From a classroom management perspective, our next option, shown on the screen here, is our ability to remotely log out all of the student computers, particularly handy at the end of class once all the students have left. Again, in a single action, the teacher or teaching assistant from their tablet can ensure that all computers are left in a secure logged out state. Finally, again thinking about cost savings within the classroom, we also have a print management option highlighted at the top of the screen here. And again, in a single action, a teacher can select this option and disable printing for all computers within the classroom. Again, it's a simple on-off toggle that is accessible from within the Teacher's Assistant application. In our current view, although this example is quite limited with only 2 students, we're able to manage all of the computers in the classroom. And the thumbnails you see on the screen will scale to ensure that all computers are visible in a single view. There are of course times when you want to divide the class into different working groups, and that's quite common within the NetSupport School interface. Exactly the same process is available to us within the Teacher's Assistant application. Selecting the Groups icon on the top right allows us to view either all computers within the classroom, or alternatively jump to individual groups that have been predefined by the teacher. Again, this allows us to not only focus on all students, but if required as a teaching assistant, direct our attention to a subset of students within the classroom. The next 2 options we see allow us to toggle our view between our current thumbnail view and a details mode. And the details mode allows us to very quickly and easily see a detail of each computer, a username, the actual student's name, and any current applications and websites that are being viewed on those individual PCs. Again, a quick and simple way of allowing us a more detailed view rather than simply a visual view of each student. Finally, we have our Settings tab at the end, and this allows us to control whether students' help requests will be displayed and indicated on the Teacher's Assistant application, and also whether we want to sort our students by their name or computer details. Finally, we also have an option at the end here which allows us to disconnect from the class. It really is as simple as that. The Teacher's Assistant is available for free is a supporting application for your NetSport School active classroom and allows one or multiple mobile teachers or teaching assistants with their tablets to interact and monitor the class to work collaboratively. That concludes our tour of the NetSport School Teachers Assistant application. The app can be downloaded for free from the Apple iTunes Store, from Google Play for all Android devices, and also from the Amazon online store for use on the Kindle Fire device. For further information, please visit the NetSport School website at www.netsportschool.com and check out the tablets page. Finally, a copy of our latest promotional video for the NetSport School Teachers Assistant app is included at the end of this presentation for your information. Thank you for your time.